Friday. It's cold outside. Let's get naked. Show each other's our areolas. Welcome to We Are Live. I'm Travis Terrell.
Oh, man.
Oh, I missed that.
Lots to get to today. Happy Friday. It's lovely out. It's NHL All-Star Weekend.
Woo
St.
woo.
Louis. It's sunny, baby. It's time to party. We're live at Midcoast Studio in Grand Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for the love of God. Travis, we've got a producer.
Yeah, we do.
He sometimes streams to the right account.
From time to time.
Yep. He's got silver locks,
Yeah.
and he used to be on the writer's block.
Oh, yeah?
That's right. His name's Chris Gardner.
Oh, hey!
Hey, Aunt Chris.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Woo!
Trying to look at the screen and see what Travis was looking at on his phone.
Yeah, right?
I was, because I
You
can
always
see
wonder.
better when I'm looking at the camera.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
So-
does he just read everything that Shannon Sharp yelled at Skip Bayless? Like, what do you think he's looking at?
Generally, how it goes. I have Shannon Sharp in my ear
Uh-huh.
as the show goes along. And
Skip,
Skip!
skip.
Skip! No.
You know what I don't want to skip?
What's that?
Saying good morning to my walnuts.
Hey-oh! Put it up, Chris.
I
Nuts
tried
on
so
walls.
hard, and I still have
Yeah,
to do
nuts are on the wall.
Put your nuts on the wall. Put your nuts on the wall. For walnuts, ba-dum-bum.
So good. You're so good.
it. Plenty to get to today, gentlemen. How we
Is
feeling?
there? I'm good. I had a nice dinner last night.
Yeah, you
Is
were
anyone
telling
surprised?
me. You were telling me you was gonna make you a nice little steak. And what kind of steak did you get?
Got a ribeye.
Hello. And what do you normally put on a ribeye steak of one made from Chris Gardner?
Well, what I did last night, the last time I made it, which was on New Year's Eve,
Right.
Mm.
I got it pre-marinated. I did not do that this time.
Oh, whoa, this is interesting. Trying to
It
switch
was,
the game
it
up.
was simple,
Okay.
but I wanted to. A couple weeks ago in the mail, I got a little cast iron skillet, and I wanted to give that a shot last night.
Okay.
It is nice.
Nice.
It gets hot.
Yeah.
That cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cooks evenly.
Yeah. Oh man, and just the sizzling. Ah, it's just
Mm.
felt good.
Now, are
Felt
you-
real good. So I had a salad
Oh,
beforehand.
I'm about to say, are you a vegetable boy?
I had some mashed potatoes.
Oh, hello.
I got the mashed potatoes were simply the pouch that you pour into
Sure,
the
that's all
hot
right.
water.
It's all good. You are a man.
So I paired mashed potatoes with the steak, the ribeye, and I had
Oh.
a salad beforehand as well. But the ribeye, oh my god!
Cracked pepper on your salad?
I did have pepper. I
Oh,
didn't have
okay.
cracked pepper. though.
Okay. Type of
Um,
dressing were you working with, my friend?
Some sort of black garlic vinaigrette, I believe.
Ooh, Chris, you know what they say. Let you go
I don't-
BGV.
Will
You
you
don't
do
go
what?
back to ranch.
I will.
Okay.
I'll use it. I like variety.
Okay, my bad.
So I had that.
And then what you putting on top of that nice
Now,
ribeye?
on the steak, I just salt and peppered,
Okay.
and then got the
No A1? No Heinz 57?
no.
I just figured you grew up in those parts.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be the next option.
What, North County?
Yes.
I have roots in North County.
Yes, I know. That's why I
And
asked the question.
That's why you're asking.
Yes.
I get it.
Uh-huh.
I understand.
I just
the
thought I'd
que-
check. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I know how you like a good steak, but I also know where you come from.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting a steak. I wouldn't. I would. At this point, I'd upgrade the sauce though,
Okay.
probably if I
Okay.
did something.
Right, I see.
I'd find like a local steakhouse and say, okay, what kind of sauce do they use? Let me give that a go.
Okay. All right.
But instead, it was salt and pepper. Got the skillet, hot as can be.
Okay.
Put the olive oil in there. Put the steak in there. 3 minutes on one side.
Mm.
Flipped it. Put a goop of butter on there.
Gooped it with butter. That's
And
what you
then
gotta do.
let that butter melt on top.
Oh,
Got a
hello.
got a little spoon.
Hello.
Just keep spooning it on there. 3 minutes on the other side, and it's out. And it was juicy.
How did you
It
cook
was medium rare.
Ooh, doctor.
Big day.
Yeah.
Big day all
And
around.
I ate it all.
And with your clothes on?
I think we're all
Yeah.
With
surprised.
Clothes on? That's impressive.
You're usually a very modest eater.
That's one thing I know about Gardner. He's modest when it comes to his food.
I should have got a piece of pie or
Oh,
something
that
for
would've
dessert.
Did you hear that?
I'll tell you what, it was a very satisfying cigarette post meal.
Jesus Christ, he's describing it like it was ass.
This is getting weird.
I turned into Cusimano here.
Yeah,
all
you
of a sudden.
have.
Frank's Food Pants.
it's
Cusimano. Yeah. Sorry. It was good. I was excited, and I was delighted by the final result.
I bet you were. Chris,
Oh, boy.
speaking of
Yeah,
excitement and delight.
Yeah, you
God.
could tell you were doing it because
Oh.
because you did this. Because you did this right here. This was your tell. You go, when you do that, that's when
So
you're
reset.
transitioning.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I need to act like I'm engaging,
Right.
but also create a little pause for myself so that I can move to something else to talk about.
It's a sociopath like doing what they think other people would do in that situation.
That was your tell.
And that it's itching him right now. He's like, he just wants to.
Oh, man, nothing ain't itching. But I had a scratch last night.
Oh,
Thanks
my
to
God.
comedy at Sophie's, right?
Oh.
We'll talk about something that was delightful. How was comedy, my friend?
No, you said it was delightful. Tell us about
Laughter
it.
was had, jokes were made, cocktails were served, and people enjoyed. That's probably the best way I can describe last night. How did I do?
I mean, you talked about something, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
Were the comedians? Did they tell a joke or two? Maybe 3?
There were.
Okay. Were there a few people in the audience that were going, ha 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 ha, and ho 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 ho? That does make me think, comedian.
There was a nice turnout given the snow. Like people shut down in St. Louis whenever there's a drop of snow, and it was snowing like crazy. Yeah, there was a good crowd. It was fun. It was a good time.
All right.
Had Stephen Briggs in. That guy's got like a lot of writing credits. He's been touring the world.
Yeah?
Doing his show on True TV. Yeah, it was fun. The great Larry Green was there.
Larry Green. They also call him Champ Champ.
I coined that.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
I did. Ask him.
I think it's probably Yale Hollander. Yale Hollander is usually the one. I saw the magazine cover, and since he's
Wasn't
the
the cover.
business of Sirius, I would trust Yale Hollander's word. So Yale Hollander, good call on calling Larry Green Champ Champ.
Yale wants to know.
I did have Larry Green tell me that Chris coined the nickname.
Yale Hollander.
I said Chris.
Oh.
But you could take Yale Hollander's word over Larry's if you choose.
If you
He was
choose.
the one inside
That
the
is a
St. Louis
choice you can
magazine,
make.
and I think I am.
Okay. Is this the first time you've taken a white man's word over?
If Larry was in a magazine, I probably would have taken his word. It has nothing to do with race. Stop trying to make everything so racist, Gardner. Gosh. It's like he just wants
Don't
to make
look at
this
me
show
for
about this
support.
race, man. That's all he's about. Hey, man, let's talk about the blacks and the whites. Come on, man, relax. We're more than that.
Are we?
Uh,
We have the great American race and make it racist.
Oh, well.
today.
you know.
both today, huh? Yikes. Yale Hollander. Nope, I got it from Denman.
So do you believe
See,
Yale?
no, I believe Yale.
It's a microcosm of dealing with Travis any way, shape, or form. You kind of
So
you can be right the first time. It's just you're gonna have to walk that
it's
path.
the
to get
process
there.
of how
Yeah.
you get to that.
No, sometimes people be taking other people's right and making it their own. I want you to prove that it was you who were right to begin with. So don't, because it's very easy to just go regurgitate whatever somebody else said,
Oh,
and
it
then
is.
you sound right. But I need to know that you're right. And now Chris has just proven that he is right, and now he feels better.
20
Think
minutes
about
later.
it. Look, it took us less than 5 minutes. We got there,
What an
and now
idiot.
Chris, everybody in the room can feel happy about him knowing something.
You are something.
How does Larry feel though, knowing that you wouldn't listen to what he had
I'm
to
sure
say?
Larry probably doesn't care, but I'm sure he's happy I got to the bottom of it.
Oh.
Look, everything came full circle. Did everybody get out of it what they wanted? Yes. Chris
No.
was right. I was wrong.
No.
I had an opportunity to show that Chris was right, and he was. You're welcome. Sorry for being a good friend.
What
You
did-
guys are weird today.
What did I get out of this?
Why must you get something out of it?
Because you asked me, did everyone get what they needed out of it?
Yeah,
I
you
did
got
not.
a chance. Well, you had a steak yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, then. Are you happy
It
today?
has nothing to do with
You
this.
don't
That's
know what happened
conflating
up in
two
20
issues. You're running distraction.
Speaking of distractions.
Oh, my God.
Joe Rogan is trending on Twitter.
He is.
Chris's hero and savior, Joe Rogan, yesterday announced that he is endorsing one Bernard Tiberius Sanders
that his middle
Senator
name?
Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, who is, of course, running for the Democratic nomination. Chris, you have been a disciple of Joe Rogan for many years,
Listen
ever
to
since
his
the Fear
podcast.
Factor days.
Okay.
And
I'm a fan of anything Joe Rogan does.
Joe Rogan has come out now because I said if the white people in America will move, there's one man who can do it. And I said it would be Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan has spoken, and he has chosen a non-conservative candidate, Chris.
He's never voted for anyone
Chris,
conservative his entire
to the
life.
surprise of everyone, he decided to
surprise of no
go with Bernie Sanders. What are your thoughts, Chris? How do you feel
I think he recently
today?
had a guy on who used to be in the CIA, and I think he probably heard that they were trying to tank Sanders again with like Hillary Clinton coming out, kind of saying stuff, whatever. And I think he's just going out and trying to stir up the pot. I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. This is a quote. Bernie Sanders tweeted it. I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. He's been insanely consistent his entire life. He's basically been saying the same thing, been for the same thing his whole life. And that in and of itself is a very powerful structure to operate from. Joe Rogan. Bernie Sanders tweeted that out. That could be a game changer. I'll say that.
Oh, he took his word.
And I would say a job well done, because you would be correct. I think that this is going to have some effect on Bernie in the positive. I said before, like less than a month ago, I said if there's one person right now who can move the needle for apathetic voters who may not be sure as to who they could look towards or maybe even trust, Joe Rogan, whether I like it or not, have their ear. And I think if he is showing that he is going to support Bernie Sanders, I'm not saying a good majority of his audience will now start to sway towards that way, but I think a good chunk will start to at least give Bernie Sanders more of a listen, which could ultimately help him in the polls as we come upon Iowa and New Hampshire. But
So you got Joe Bros and Bernie
Joe
Bros.
and Bernie
That's funny.
Bros teaming up, Joe and Bernie Bros. But I've said this before, and at least mostly off air, I have no problem with Bernie Sanders being the nominee. If Bernie Sanders becomes the winner, I'm fine with that. I'm closer to, he's closer to what I care for in my politics. Is he exactly what I want? Are there some issues I still have some? Yeah, of course. But I feel like at least he's willing to hear it out, especially when it comes to student loans, especially when it comes to social justice reform. Bernie Sanders is on where I am as how I believe the issue should be addressed. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's hearing it out. He's just like, this is what I'm going to do.
Right. My only drawback for Bernie, and I know this is wrong, and I apologize, but it's just how I feel as a voter, the age, and the health.
Yeah.
That's my only concern. So if Bernie does somehow get the nomination,
You alt-right son of a bitch.
yeah, I know. And I'm not to look. I just with the I was okay. I would have maybe been okay with the age if it wasn't for the health issues. But then after the health issues, I'm kind of like, man, you still have a lot of campaigning to do. The
You had a heart
national
attack.
campaign cycle is going to be rigorous, and I don't know. You kind of take a arguing point, I think, from your party by asking, is a person fit to serve? Are they capable of serving? And
Yeah.
now I think that kind of issue goes to the wayside. But that doesn't mean I don't think he's not capable to govern and be a solid president. So again, whoever it comes down to on the Dem side, everybody knows I'm going for.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah.
Figure it
Not
out.
that difficult.
Let
yeah.
us know.
Yeah. That's it now. That's it. I don't want the candidates. I don't want the Warren, Bernie beef. I don't want Yang and Biden. I don't want the people chopping each other heads off. I just want people going, this is how I feel. This is how I'm going to address it. You guys decide. Just leave it up to the primary voters. And I wouldn't worry too much about polling, man. That Joe Biden, boy, the blacks love them some Joe Biden. He's got a grip.
Is it the pool stories he tells? What is it?
I think
The Obama
I think it's the
attachment?
Obama attachment. The Obama attachment is huge, and the guy, look, yeah, that plays well, especially in the South. So especially like states like South Carolina, that plays well.
I saw someone making a point, because we were talking about Joe Rogan trending and why.
Mm-hmm.
Someone saying, hey, like you can mock this some, but he's kind of a lot of American voters where he's not like
Yeah.
politically engaged to the nuts and bolts of it all. It's
Right.
a casual look at certain things politically, and that people can relate to that.
Right.
And so, that's part of the reason that it's interesting to kind of dissect, or what that means, if anything.
Yeah. I've made it clear, Chris.
What have you made clear?
I think E-Dub is going to be the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've had I will say recently.
I would, just to be truthful, I mean, Bernie's my number one.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think it's kind of what everybody is. I think there's maybe like people have their rank as to who they would like 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, mine's is Warren, Bloomberg, and Bernie.
You want a billionaire, huh?
I am.
No,
I
just
tell
say
you what,
yes.
and
The
here's
answer is
the only.
no,
Yes,
I don't need that.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
fine.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm fine with that.
There we
That's
go.
fine. I don't hate billionaires. I think the system that creates billionaires, I hate more than anything else. The billionaires themselves.
I don't like a billionaire taking a whole row of media seating
That
away.
would be,
at
that'd
certain
be
games
just, that'd
and
be pretty
creating a
interesting.
numbers
But I
crunch.
don't want any beef. He owns a lot of buildings in these. But I will say that E-Dub's gonna probably be my candidate at the moment. She's the one that I think, issues aside, because that was a given. I was gonna agree with probably Elizabeth Warren.
Do you like
90%
her
of
more
things.
because you can call her E-Dub?
Either I can call her E-Dub, and I like someone who is looking for a fight. I like the Connor McGee and E-Dub. I like the mentality. I like that she sees Donald and she like, let's go, ho. I like when you get into the political spectrum, when you get into the national campaign side, it's going to be balls to the wall. We all know that. We saw what happened in 2016. It was outrageous. So you're going to need somebody that can get in there day in, day out on the national campaign that will not cower, under the towering Trump. So I think Elizabeth Warren has the temperament more than anything else to take on Trump. Because it seems like, you look at the recent polls, Chris, the number one thing that voters want in 2020, at least Democratic voters, can you beat Trump? Yeah, we're probably going to get there in healthcare. We're probably going to get there in foreign policy. That's great. But can you beat Trump? And I need somebody that can go out there that won't be, well, the president used words that he probably shouldn't use, and I wish he hadn't said. I need somebody to go out there, all right, tell that little bitch over there that I'm going to holler at him when I see him in Iowa. I need that. I need that out of my candidate.
Keep that same energy.
I need that candidate. Like, keep that same energy, ho. And the only person right now that I can see that can go toe-to-toe, that can also call out Trump and bring the facts and the plans along with it, is my girl E-Dub.
That can go toe-to-toe.
They go toe-to-toe
while
with you.
saying, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Marquise Moore lets us know no one wants to vote for The Walking Dead, fam. We're gonna end up literally electing Weekend at Bernie's for president.
Yeah.
Marquise also said that Will O'Donnell, Elizabeth Warren's a middle school librarian, lecturing you for not being excited about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes, that's what we need right now.
No.
Y'all ass has been in the club till 6 in the damn morning. Get your ass out the club and get in the damn library.
But the Dewey
That's what we
Decimal
need.
System works.
We need
Are you taking on something that works?
We need a high school librarian.
If you want to, I think Travis is a complete moron about the things he said about Rogan for no reason. I just clicked to the why he's trending. It was under Bernie's tweet of it. I want to kill myself. We're doomed. The people's comments and responses.
You got to understand, but Chris, you have to understand. Like, there are people who
I
don't
just-
agree with Joe Rogan.
No. It's not. Don't agree. It's lies or just complete insanity of what's being said.
I
And
said, look,
oh my God.
I told you months ago. I said, look, when you invite a certain element onto your show, don't be upset when people connect you with those people, because those people are not here to talk about positions and topics and issues. They're there to perpetuate hate. I told you this a year ago. I said, this is why people have a problem with Rogan. Whether you may like it or not, maybe you think it's fair or not, that's not the issue. But when you invite somebody on like Alex Jones, people going to look at you a different way, and they are not going to be reasonable about it. Because
like
they
he's doing
stop
all
at the
right.
water's edge. No, he's there. Nobody, he's not doing fine. But I'm saying there are going to be people, Chris, online that will never, ever care for Joe Rogan. You just have to live with that and understand that the reason being is that everybody ain't down for inviting somebody on that is happy to attack parents whose children were killed in school
If that was
shootings.
if that was the gripe that was being brought
No,
up,
there
then
are
that
other
would be-
gripes from other things
It's
he's
not
done
even
in his
gripes.
history.
It's
but-
just insanity. But that's what I get for reading
Yeah,
comments on
don't go on
Twitter.
Twitter, man. I try to tell you, Doug. But I do, like I said, I do believe this will have some effect. I don't know how many Iowa and New Hampshire
Can you
voters.
look yourself in the mirror ever?
What? Yeah.
Trying
What
to tell
about?
you, dog.
You spent the last 4 years basically acting as if your Twitter account was a gift from God.
Chris,
and,
look, Chris,
and you just, oh,
Chris,
how do you look yourself in the mirror?
Chris,
Oh.
I did the Twitter from time to
Oh
time. I
my
wouldn't
God.
say I was all the way into it.
Oh,
I was a casual observer for a long
I
time.
remember people. He took his Twitter account so serious he wouldn't follow certain people back. To be, hey, does Travis not like me? He won't follow me back.
No, that
Oh.
ain't fair. Now, sometimes
Oh.
people would ask that question. They know damn well why I'm not following them.
Oh.
And that's the thing. Y'all can't do that. That's
Here
not
it
fair.
comes.
No,
Here it
I ain't coming
comes.
for anybody. I'm saying is,
Oh.
if you out here retweeting nonsense and it's gonna be in my timeline, why in the world would I follow? That don't even make any sense. Why would I want additional nonsense in my timeline?
That's a great,
I don't want
great
people.
point, man.
Don't be quote tweeting Donald Trump Jr. into my timeline. Get that shit on somewhere.
Yeah, Gardner.
What? What happened?
Hey.
Where are we?
No, I'm just saying.
Let's
Joe
do the
Rogan
Great
actually
American
made-
Race.
Okay, we're gonna do this. It's time for the Great American Race.
Okay, there you go.
That's our open.
There it is, right there.
Here it is. T-Gar.
Yeah.
Chris with a credit score of 760. I, Travis. Terrell with one of 720. Boys and girls, if you're not familiar with the game. Gardner? Would you?
I'm familiar with the game.
Chris, you familiar?
I've heard it.
All right.
Were you trying to ask me to explain?
No,
that
I
a little?
can. I can absolutely explain it.
Oh, let's do that.
Okay. Welcome to the Great American Race, where Chris and I will present stories that we think are disparaging to each other's race. And based on the caliber of story and the general response from one Chris Gardner, we will then determine who had the more embarrassing story for their person's race. And points will be allotted, things will be moved. Systematic racism is why the score is the way that it is.
Oh.
And you're going to enjoy and laugh. Welcome to the Great American Race.
Will do.
Not bad?
Not bad at all.
All right.
Yeah, you did
That
it.
works. That works for me. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll step up.
Oh, here we go. Lead off batter.
Uh,
For the Farmington Black Knights.
Travis.
Christopher. Jeremetrius.
Nope,
Denman the Third.
not even. So, guys, really important thing to talk about. Jewelry's big in the African American community.
We do like it.
You know what? Just show the video.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
This video. All right, it's just a little woman. And this shot has a lovely fur
shopping.
coat. Black woman. Probably
Really?
looking for something for herself. This is very delightful.
Oh, hey, what do we have
hope
here?
nobody. Hope this it's like security
Nice.
footage.
I don't know if you
So hope nobody. Oh God. Oh.
Let's see it again. Oh, take. Jackie Joyner, no mercy. Oh,
She's just
man.
looking at it. She just runs.
Oh, she did. Oh,
She got
okay.
the coat
Oh,
on
yeah,
and everything.
Oh, what do you got here? Yeah, what is this? Oh, what do you know?
How can I keep this? How
Yeah,
can I keep
okay.
this? Ow, run!
I'll say this. You know what, man? How many action movies have you seen? You got to jump over that thing. You got to jump over the counter. Don't go around.
No, see, this
Yeah.
video.
So
is
here's
absolutely
the
out of
reality of the
context.
situation.
Okay.
She's wearing real mink fur. How many animals had to die for that? She's in there acting as if she belongs in a place where good people have worked hard to put these out there to be purchased. And you know what? For all we know, that's a blood diamond she's gotten. So not only is she working on thieving from this fine business, she kind of had an awkward run. Wasn't a great first step. But it worked.
She looked like she was going down
Maybe
for a
it was
moment.
maybe
When she
fell
turned the
down.
corner,
Yeah.
I thought there was a stumble.
I don't have a whole lot to say other than what a terrible example for the black youth of America.
I think this is completely taken out of context.
Oh,
We don't know.
you know,
if
you
she-
can lose
did-
points for bad arguments.
Do
just
we
so you
do we
know.
even know that she stole it? Maybe she was running around to grab
Think
a
she was trying to
bag.
dry it off?
I think she was trying to grab a bag. She may have been like, "Oh, girl, let me go bag this up real quick." We don't know that.
She just runs everywhere.
I mean, she was in a hurry. She may be like, "Oh, girl, put this in the bag." And I just think you using this video to assert that this woman stole something.
Okay, don't start. Don't
I
start.
just
So-
think this is just for
so
you
is,
to project.
Is running
this,
assumption?
she was running. Who ran before?
Do you run?
I
Like,
run.
in,
I try to run. I
you're in
gotta get across the
Dillard's?
street. Gotta get across the street.
Maybe
Maybe she,
Dillard's, you run from rack to
here's
rack.
what happened.
No.
Here's what
don't.
happened.
No.
When black people get excited, we get it's called the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
We get ooh, and when we get the Holy Ghost, we like to
bring the Lord into
run.
this.
So what she did, she was like, "Oh Lord, you have blessed me so. You have blessed," and she wanted to run and shout and excitement.
wanna go show
So
her
now
friend,
you're taking that black woman's excitement, you taking that black woman's joy, and you asserting that she's doing something criminal. Why is black woman joy so criminal to you?
You, sir.
Explain yourself.
You, sir, are now an accomplice because you're making this okay for others to do it. She took off. That thing wasn't getting paid for. And you know how many kids had to die to get that ring over here?
Oh,
Now they got
Jesus.
6 or 7 more.
Was she just running to go show her friend because she was so excited?
Yeah.
She was excited, man. And you see, that was another overreact. Diamond Debbie. That's what I'm gonna call that white woman that was
I'll
trying
take
to
10
her.
points away from Chris
Diamond
for that
Debbie,
one.
yeah, Diamond
What?
Debbie. Because she up here just running after. You don't even know she's stealing something.
I'm an average American, Chris. I'm dumb. Diamond Debbie got me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's Diamond Debbie, man.
I'm really sorry to see this, but it just, you
Yeah.
have the obsession that hip hop has created with jewelry in America, and it leads to things like this. So there's an overarching problem.
And I'm glad you brought up the blood diamond issue that is absolutely ravaging the countrysides in Africa, and that there are child soldiers that are now being used. And for you to sit up here,
DiCaprio saved him.
Nah, see, DiCaprio saved him. Somebody just green book.
DiCaprio's been there?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell by the way he talked.
Sounded like he was like a British guy got his head hit.
What might that sound like?
Insert Denman's favorite word to make jokes 30% funnier.
Said
Says
that.
blank word, you ain't running. From Billy Fat Pants.
Let's watch that again.
Okay, one more time, just for the youth.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this.
Okay. Well,
Look at the guy, too.
he
What's
goes
the guy
left.
doing?
He's like, I'll stop her, and he realizes he can't.
No. Ah!
Now, if that was your cousin, your aunt, your mother,
Auntie.
your friend, what are you saying to them?
I'm like, girl, you gotta turn your head away from the camera next time.
Wear a hat.
Travis, I'll give you 10 points for that.
All right. Well, hey, if you want to attack black women's joy as your story, that's
Oh,
fine.
wow. If you find joy in thieving and
But I have
5 to 10 in
I
the
have a
pen.
joy of my own I want to share with you, my friend, for my story.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're not doing too much of a setup, let's go ahead and just roll the tape.
They love my watermelon, cause you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat, my prices can't be beat. They the best in the land, one bite you understand. Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love my watermelon.
You know what? I could have brought the Delonte West video up, you piece of... I left Delonte West out of this, and
You probably
bring
should
this
since
to
he's
the-
going through mental health issues.
Oh, what do you think's happening there?
You think it's mental health because she looked the way
Yes.
that she looked? That's messed up.
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell you
know.
what, I'm going to be in my head all day now.
Now, what I loved about that is
Watermelons
that
are delicious.
They are very delicious, and it's often we're basically given the burden of the stereotype that surrounds eating watermelon. But I'm glad this young Southern white lady with the LSU cap and the overalls.
Those aren't overalls.
What was that? What she was wearing? Let's see it one more time.
Listen again.
Okay. Okay, halter type.
They love my watermelon, cause you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat, my prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite you understand. Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love my watermelon.
You love my
Yeah.
watermelon.
She's really proud of herself.
You love my
man.
watermelon. I
By
think
the
that's
way-
the finish. You love my watermelon.
For my video, Marquise let us know that that woman was wearing that the coat that Lil Kim had on in the Junior Mafia video, Get Money.
It was Lil Kim.
Okay, sorry. Royce says Travis automatically gets 100 points. For the
That's
video.
that's appropriation on top of
West video out. If you want to start using
That
people
is
that
not- first of all,
drug addicted,
Yeah,
and
you
have
figure
mental
she
You'll
drug
lose points
addicted.
for that.
You should
why,
lose points.
why does he get to? That woman's obviously having some issues.
How do you
That's
figure
not
she got an
obvious at
issue?
all.
No, it's
Should-
not.
Oh, Chris,
Why
you're
does she
losing
got
points.
issues? Because she up her rapping the way you and rap.
Threatening
Wow.
Delonte West.
Check
and you're
her.
losing
Oh,
points.
my
check,
God.
check the mouth.
She up her saying
Check
she
the-
love her
check-
watermelon. Love her mouth.
Check the mouth.
That's what
check-
everybody in the
check-
South looks like.
Check the weight. That lady just got done shuffling down a highway in rural somewhere.
She's selling watermelon. She's an entrepreneur. Just like a. Not only
That
are
woman's
you.
she
now
has
you
mental
sex-
health issues. I'll bring the Delonte West video.
Now
out if
you
wanna do that.
sexist as hell because she looked
No.
like that and she's selling watermelon. She got to hustle. Now you
No.
think there's something wrong with her.
No.
But everybody
No,
else
you
can't
guys
be.
are fine picking on the meth addicted white woman with
Ain't nobody
who
saying-
probably got touched by her stepdad.
I didn't
and
mention
you're
any
probably
of
gonna do-
these
yeah, I think
things.
it's very apparent.
I didn't even mention any of these things.
You know what I see? Marty, I see a propensity to have a lack of IQ.
Oh my God! Now you're calling her an idiot.
No.
She just came up with that
She's
brilliant rap, that
mentally-
sales line,
she's
while
mentally
sitting and
unstable.
selling her watermelons. So clearly, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to sell them on the side of a road.
Wait, so you're supporting her?
I'm not
this is a great
supporting
thing.
her. I
So I
think-
should be gaining points for a great performance.
I just think her look is.
All right, let's see both videos one more time.
They love my watermelon, cause you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat, my prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite
There's
you
a meth
understand.
problem.
Trust me,
She's
I ain't
mentally
playing.
ill.
One taste and you'll be saying, You love my watermelon.
She just said you love her watermelon.
I just noticed she's got like a little mic. See the wire dangling from her around her belt area of her jeans?
Oh, okay.
I didn't even
That
realize
is,
that
that's
before.
she's got a corded lavalier.
I don't know if that's mental health. That's just a culture.
I'm sorry. The mouth and the teeth. It's a dead giveaway. I'm gonna and LSU fan as well, appropriating other black things. So
Let's take a look at
I don't know.
Chris's again.
Let's one more time with mine. With
This woman just like, oh, I like this ring. The Lord has blessed me. He has given me so much in life.
Oh, is that
I
watch?
cannot believe the
Oh,
Lord
look at
has
the
done-
time.
Ah, look at Jesus!
Actually,
Ah!
actually, I
hang
got
on.
it, Chris.
All right, go ahead.
I got it, Chris. Okay,
go ahead.
Travis, this is here. Okay, I just picked up on something here, and I figured it out. Okay, she's admiring things. Now she look at the watch. Look at the time.
I
And she
tell you.
realized
Right.
she had to be somewhere.
Right, she was late.
Gotta go.
She was late.
She didn't realize. She's like, ah, shoot, I got to go pick up my kids. And that's probably what happened. But here's the thing. If you go into these jewelry stores, when you have an account, like people just let you come and go,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
hey,
Throw it
hey,
on my
so-and-so. Yeah, throw it on my tab, girl. You
Travis,
know I got
you've
you.
had an extremely good showing today, and you keep talking, and I'm taking 10 points away for that
Billy
ridiculousness.
Fat Pants wants to know: did her stepdad use her to pick his tooth? Marquise. Okay.
They love my watermelon, cause
watermelon.
you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat, my prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite you understand. Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love
They
my
love my
watermelon.
watermelon.
Can we remix this?
The self-satisfied. watermelon. Yeah.
The neck thing. I can never do the neck thing like people.
That's
do.
somebody, Auntie Mama in the South, and her daddy is her uncle too. Damn it, Marquise.
You up here, you sit up here all show talking about your love for Joe Rogan, and then one of his listeners puts together
Oh,
that
fuck
video,
you.
and then you get mad. Come on, man, that's messed up.
Poor woman. Yeah.
They love my
love my
watermelon. Cause
watermelon.
you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat. My prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite you understand.
Understand.
Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love
They
my
love my
watermelon.
watermelon.
Yeah, you guys are picking on the face of opioid addiction. Real cute. Real cute.
Switching up the drugs there quite often.
Hey, yeah.
However,
Throwing them against
See
the
how he
wall
went-
till one
man,
sticks.
He threw, but I will give Chris
Not
credit.
a bad strategy.
It was
but
not a bad, and he also threw a bunch of white drugs against the wall. So I will give him credit for that.
you find the first woman with OxyContin-infused watermelon, and you pick on her. Will O'Donnell, however this plays out, can we all just get some watermelon after this? Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah. I mean, again, if we're playing that game where you bring mental health and drug
It
addiction
is not
into the picture,
That eyes are the same as the
sir,
Delonte
are
West
you
video, man.
it's the
Hey,
exact
nowhere
same
I go-
thing, and they probably shared the same needle.
This lady was on the side of a road. No
Look,
police officers.
Do you
was
have the
not-
Delonte West video? Look at their mouths.
And then
No, I won't show the
Delonte
Delonte
West is clearly in a state. And by the way,
And
that
what's going on
police
there?
officer.
Did you see her mouth?
You see that person who filmed? It probably asked for her permission because she had a mic, right? Where with Delonte West, that police officer was fired because he did not have permission, and he recorded it and uploaded that video of Delonte West.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes, he got terminated for that shit. He wasn't supposed to have that video. He wasn't supposed to film it with his own camera and then release it.
That lady looked like an Argonian class from Elder Scrolls.
What does that mean?
Richard, I don't know, but I've seen it's like, I'm guessing it's like some kind of a witch-looking thing. Opioids is on her. That's Marquise. Stop it! This is mental health.
They love my
attacking.
watermelon. Cause you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat. My prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite you understand. Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love
They
my
love my
watermelon.
Show the thief again. Show the thief.
the
Show the thief. Show my thief again.
Oh.
She was like, "Yeah, girl,
is nice.
shoot. Oh,
Oh,
this is,
what
oh,
time
I
is
gotta
it?
get the
Fox
kids.
Oh
in
my
school.
God, what time is it?
Oh
I
my
gotta
goodness,
go.
girl, I gotta go. I'll be back.
We should remix that. We should make a video where that lady runs to the beat of South City Tone, letting us
Oh
know
no!
that.
Now you've combined a stereotype.
Yeah.
Because at the very end she'd say, "I love my watermelon," and she's running. Then, so what is she running to?
Get the watermelon.
Yeah.
Travis was smiling when he said that.
South
Gotta
City
get that
Tone,
watermelon.
letting us know that that woman comes from a thin, tall family tree with very few branches.
Oh.
Well, I think it's just very sad, again, that you guys are okay putting mentally disabled people out there with drug addictions. Hard to believe there's actually video proof of someone with worse rap game than J.C. Sabala. That's from Yale.
JC tried to rap.
Oh, it's a very funny bit
Oh no!
and very real. He grew up in Overland Park. Thought he was a gangster.
In Overland Park?
Guess so. I guess that's what happens whenever you're a fucking Jayhawks fan.
Oh, calm down now. You know, I had someone in the building yesterday. I won't say her name, but said, "Hey, from a Jayhawk. Thanks to you and Travis for your defense of the players in that the other day."
Oh, who said this?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, okay.
It was someone in the building though, and they heard what we were talking about with the sunflower throwdown.
The sunflower throwdown. I like that.
The more comments for the watermelon rap. Black Sheep says that woman can put the cherry stem in her mouth and twist into a dream catcher.
That's funny.
Okay. All right.
They love my watermelon. Cause you know they're just so sweet. Red or yellow meat. My prices can't be beat. They the best in the land. One bite you understand. Trust me, I ain't playing. One taste and you'll be saying, You love my watermelon.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
though.
See, here's the
I ain't
problem.
gonna lie. You telling me you ain't trying them watermelons now?
No,
Not after
the way her legs
the
are
way she's
spread with
sitting
it's
on
just
that thing.
coming out
Okay,
there from
yeah,
the
that's
Don't say
probably not the
coming
best,
out
that's-
whenever you're
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And also, if you see in her truck, if you look closely, there's a bunch of copper wire in the back of it that she stole out of a house being made up. So
They love my watermelon.
again, you guys want to keep supporting
All right.
and damaging
680,
victims of big pharma, then sure.
680 to 600.
Yeah,
Travis
that's a
leads.
bullshit one. That woman took off with
Oh.
that poor immigrant's.
Chris realized he was in
Ring.
trouble once that
No, once I
kicked
saw
her.
her jawline, I knew that you guys were taking this to a different level.
And then he started making fun of people with mental health.
Sure didn't. I just said, hey, if you want to play this game, I'll bring out the Delonte West video.
That was a threat. To
Robert.
make fun of someone with mental.
Oh no, but you guys did it.
Oh no!
You guys did it.
Do your research.
Billy Fat Pants wants to see her do the watermelon crawl. She will.
How does
Into the
Watermelon
methadone
Man?
clinic.
How does a Watermelon
Oh,
Man song go?
Hmm?
There's a song called Watermelon Man.
There's a Watermelon Man song.
I'm like an old.
If I had $1 for every time a woman cried, "You love my watermelon," the way she ended it was the best. Just so satisfied.
I
On
can never do
watermelon.
that neck thing that people do.
I know.
I don't think my head
putting-
does that.
It's putting an exclamation point on just a fine performance.
And maybe that's why I don't do like an exclamation point kind of way of talking, because I can't add that little sass at the end.
You've got the hair for it.
I know, which is really frustrating that I can't do it. I've tried it before, and I'm like, I look ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's by Herbie Hancock, Watermelon Man. I'm trying to remember. I know I've heard this thing. How does it go? It's like, it's a song that can get stuck in your head even, I think, too. Oh. Now I got a Mike Bloomberg act
He's
because I'm
good.
trying.
There you go.
He is good.
I wanted to hear this damn
He is,
thing.
Yeah.
he is good.
Well, we'll look into it. Are you getting into the All-Star Game stuff any this weekend? It's going to get us pulled.
Not if I play it right there. Hold on. We got to talk over it so it doesn't get us pulled.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
great.
just keep talking over it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
NHL All-Star Weekend, you guys excited? You guys going to get in on any of that?
I've seen some of the festivities. I've seen just some of the photos from Instagram and on Twitter as far as what's going on around town.
You going to go see Green Day?
I actually knew a guy from the neighborhood who set up the stage, and he was very excited about it. Apparently, he's like, "I set up a stage today for Green Day." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a okay." But it seems like everyone's very excited. I took my niece and nephew down very briefly to Union Station. I wanted to go to the aquarium, and
Did you go?
I know their parents had other plans. So, but when I was downtown though, it seemed like a lot of people were very starting to
Yeah. Did the alumni game last night. Looked like
like a big crowd, saw a crowd.
Cam and a former Arizona Coyotes player put on a fight for the crowd.
Oh, Paul something.
Here, I'll find it real quick.
Was it a real fight?
It was good acting, to be honest. No, they didn't land anything, but it looked good.
Okay.
That's kind of fun, right?
No, it seems like everybody's getting into the spirit. I'm happy for the city. I probably will not partake in any of the festivities because I have other plans. But no, it seems like everybody's getting into the spirit of it. I was around the Cortex area yesterday, and it seems like everybody was walking around in Blues gear, and the different types of hockey jerseys were all around Union Station and downtown. People from all parts of the country supporting their teams. So, I mean, it seems like a lot of people are truly getting into it. It seems like a nice little turnout's happening as well. Looks like a lot of people are indeed downtown and have come in for the All-Star game. Chris, you've said it before, great for bars. Great for the local restaurant scene, I would imagine. Just a great time for them. But yeah, another fun opportunity for St. Louis to show off.
Yeah, enjoy it. It doesn't really move me, but that's fine. I hope people that want to have fun have fun.
Right, agreed.
That's
so
all I would say.
Go do
Paul Bissonnette.
Yeah. Couldn't remember his last name.
Yeah, if you check it out, Brooke Grimsley tweeted it out. They him and Cam put on a nice little nothing landed scrap. Looked fun.
That's cool.
Oh, no one got hurt?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, get your mouth split open in a alumni game. And by the way, in the alumni game last night, 80 years old Red Berenson scored a goal.
That's what I
Yeah, I
did
saw
see
that.
that.
He was on Scott Van Pelt's One Big Thing, or Photo of the Day. And so, yeah, he was talking about how the festivities here in St. Louis, the timing, just after winning the Stanley Cup, gave about a few minutes of good love to the St. Louis area on the Scott Van Pelt Sports Center last night.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. So, yeah, it was, I'm
Yeah,
glad, I'm
and-
with Chris on this. Like, I'm not into those festivities, but I'm happy other people are, and I'm happy they're going to have a good time this weekend.
And it looks like Mike McKenna was in goal, and that's who Berenson scored the goal on. And McKenna tweeted out, he established net front presence, screened me, and deflected home a Jeff Brown slapper from the top of the circle. Sometimes you have to tip your mask.
Very
That's good.
nice.
Good stuff.
Travis, you and I are going to be hosting at the Bacchanalian Ball. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
It's an immersive gala event and transform you into an A-list celebrity for the night. Plus, Travis and I will roast you when your dumbass walks in. Mix and mingle. You can wear a Hollywood-style outfit, strut your stuff on the red carpet. Get your sparkle on, Trav. Specialty cocktails by STL Barkeep. Great people. They work with us here. They do T-shirts with us, too. Got Bud Light Seltzer, Golden Road Brewing. Small bites provided by, get this, Trav, you ready? Salt and Smoke, Bogarts, and Sugar. Music by DJ Moff. We got a bunch of photo-worthy opportunities. If you want to use the code BB2020, that'll save you $10. Get tickets at stlmardigras.com. That's the Bacchanalian Ball, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be very fun. Everybody dresses up, DJ, all that good stuff, and we're looking forward to it. So stop by. Boom. I'm curious, too, is there
thought we were gonna
anything
get a
weird that can come out of... Sorry, I was cutting out the thing. What were you saying?
I thought Travis was going to give us
No, I didn't have one.
I was going to say, is there anything weird? Like, you know how occasionally an NBA All-Star weekend will lead to some
It was one time in Vegas,
trouble
man.
for folks?
Hey.
Is there anything that can happen with an NHL All-Star weekend in St. Louis? Is Sajay the thing that would get somebody in trouble? Like, is that your siren song? Like, what's
I would
happening?
think just a bar fight in general.
Any kind of bar fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like establishing dominance for VIP at Wheelhouse between NHL players.
Very possible.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could happen.
That could
Very
happen.
much could happen. I don't know. I think
Would you say it was just one time in Vegas? Is that what
one
you
time
said?
in Vegas, man. There's one time NBA All-Star Weekend in
All-Star,
Vegas.
there's A lot of marriages probably end. And a lot of
oh,
stuff
they ain't got
happens.
But
nothing to
don't
do with
like,
NBA players.
don't like,
Gotta do something with the wives.
I just
don't
said
like
All-Star weekend.
certain girls that take money for certain things, like gear up for that weekend.
I would
stuff like
imagine
yeah.
the same. I mean, I think
Players,
That's what- but
players
that's-
or executives
I'm
getting
not
busted.
excluding the NHL All-Star
Yeah.
game.
I would
I
imagine
just
that'll
don't
happen here.
know that it's presented that way.
I mean,
that's
NBA
racist as hell. Travis.
NBA All-Star Weekend is man, that
Nelly
is.
tip drill video in my head right now.
I mean, the thing about this year that I'm disappointed, I really wanted to.
Tip
I may
drill.
still get up there. Some friends and I are still discussing whether to go up because we have Mizzou alums and friends who stay and live in Chicago, and so we're thinking about going up just to make a weekend out of it. But
How about the NHL All-Star weekend this weekend? Why don't you throw down for that?
y'all ain't got that heat that the NBA All-Star.
OAR
What's
is
the
going to
heat?
be here.
Y'all ain't
Oh,
got that.
OAR.
Oh, OAR. Yes,
That's right.
That's gonna bring out all the.
You know what? They'll have themselves a crazy game of poker.
Yeah, they will. I saw them. I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Saw them in Columbia. John Mayer opened for him. It's still weird to me.
Yeah, I would love to participate in NBA All-Star Weekend, especially in Chicago. My God, Chicago NBA All-Star Weekend? Are you insane?
Only you. There is literally an All-Star weekend happening outside your front
You
door
don't
right
even
now.
understand what I'm saying,
I
man. We talking
understand.
about.
I
We talking.
understand.
All right, Chris. It's you can get a nice little slider from Crystals.
Billy Fat
NHL
Pants.
All-Star Weekend. It'll be filling. It'll put something in your stomach, or you
I
can
think
go to
Crystals
High
is
Point.
closing.
Yeah.
I know. Or you can go to High Point and get you the fattest, juiciest, most ridiculous burger that God has ever seen.
So you think the NHL should be canceled?
I think the NHL is a Crystals burger.
Billy Fat Pants or
Hmm.
that time in New Orleans. Was there an NBA weekend in New Orleans that
That's
went a
NBA
little
weekend in New
awry?
Orleans. I don't think it went awry. Not that I'm aware of. NBA All-Star
I'll
Weekend
check the stats.
is generally pretty mild for the most
Do your
part.
research.
But man, yeah, it should be fun this weekend for those types of people who like NHL All-Star weekends.
What do you mean those types
What
of
is
people?
it? What does that even
I
mean?
just they really like it. They're like, oh, this is a great Green Day. I want to be an American idiot.
That's not how it goes.
Didn't they?
They're like punk rockers from San Francisco.
Yeah, from 40 years ago.
OAR plays tonight at 4:45.
Not 420, bro.
4:45 OAR.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. That's your.
Should we get down for that?
Look, exactly. See, exactly. You can, yeah, you can.
I need down with no Royal Flush. Got 3 Jack and a pair of 9s.
How many cops got called from house parties in 2003 because of that? Oh, God.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
listen
they
to- I
played
gotta
the
listen to
same
that
song 8 times tonight.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun song.
Billy Fat Pants says, "Eat shit, Trevor."
Welcome to NHL All Star Weekend.
I'm Travis Terrell.
I'm Travis Surreal. How are you?
Leave me alone while I buy these rap snacks.
Yeah, I don't see any rappers on it.
All right, Tom Brown's mocking me. He said, "Yes, Green Day is like punk rockers from San Francisco." Speaking of heroin, man, when they first came out, they looked like they were junkies.
But look at you now. Look at you now. You getting hyped for Green Day?
No,
I ain't think you
I've
were.
seen Green Day before.
Yeah, I
It's
bet you
fine.
did.
You want to know the concert I saw, Matt?
Uh,
Green Day, Blink-182, Jimmy 8 World. Jesus. That's
It's
right.
like Oktoberfest
That was.
miracle.
I'm about to say that is
That's
like
right.
a high school shooting convention.
And I want to say Taking Back Sunday was the Oathing Band, but
course
I
it
don't know
was.
for sure.
I gotta look at the Oktoberfest stuff. Do we have OAR in that list, on that playlist? I can't even remember.
If not, they can be added later. They've earned it.
We did have them. We had them, and I thought we had Green Day as well, didn't we?
I think we did have Green Day. We did have Green Day.
Oh, what were the songs? Yeah, we did. We most certainly did. They were both Oktoberfest on the Oktoberfest playlist. Well, that is something. That's what you get at the NHL All-Star Game festivities, everyone. And I think that's well worth it, don't you? Let's see, which we had this one here. That was a crazy game of poker. There you go. And then we had When I Come Around.
Man,
Those were both on the Oktoberfest playlist.
man, if I could have a dream granted this NHL All-Star Weekend, if I could just walk around downtown St. Louis, my hands in my pockets with Green Day, singing When I Come Around.
And then get a photo, like try to recreate that photo.
Yeah,
This one right here.
exactly.
You use Market. What street you using?
Uh,
Maybe Market.
down in Washington, like
Washington
deeper
would
on
work.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington will work. That's a wide street we're looking at here, though. You might need Tucker.
That's in New York, guys.
Yeah.
I recognize my New York streets now.
Do
so,
you?
yeah.
Good for you. We're
Yeah,
proud of you.
I know these things.
Did you
as a
ever
New
just
Yorker.
when you were a New Yorker,
Mhm.
or are you still a New Yorker?
Once
Your
and
heart's there,
always,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, my heart's always been in New York.
Do you ever get one of those zones where you're on the subway where you missed your stop?
Yeah. I'd just be like, this is New York. You just take it all in.
Yeah.
Forget where you are sometimes. In the big city!
Yeah. And you just would you miss it by one stop or multiple?
There was a couple times where I missed it by at least 2 steps.
Oh, 2 stops.
2 steps.
That's pretty. 2 stops is considerable.
Sometimes you get zoned in. You get zoned in.
That's how you ended up listening to country music when I was in the car with you one day, right?
I simply lost track of space and time.
But-
Is it after you
but it
switched
was-
over from Bob Romantic?
But it was on that station when we
Oof.
got in the car. So that's the thing.
Evidence is stacking up.
Is that it wasn't like you were flipping through the station while I was in the car with you. We got in the car, and it was on 92.3.
I was trying to flip through the channel when Gardner got in the car.
No,
When you were in the car, I just didn't realize it was on that station. I wasn't listening to it. That's silly. I would not listen to country music.
this is how we roll.
God, can you imagine that being on? How annoying that is.
Big Mike's got a test for you, Trav.
Okay.
What street is the Port Authority on? This is your New Yorker test.
The Port Authority is
Oh, man.
is in Manhattan.
What street?
I mean, it's on Port Authority Drive. Everybody know that. PA Drive is sometimes what we call it.
PA.
PA Drive.
Okay.
You're close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're close. Which avenue you think?
That's probably off Port Authority Avenue.
What numbered avenue do you think?
Probably 4th or 5th. In that area.
All right, I need clarification here.
48th and 8th, you rube, says Mike.
That
Yeah.
is, I was gonna say in that area. What is in that area? What's the disparity?
Port Authority's big, man.
So yeah, 8th.
Yeah, I said that.
No, you didn't.
It's the 48th, 8th.
No, that's what he said.
Oh.
Back to St. Louis.
Oh, you gave up pretty good. Oh.
Billy Fat Pants asking, I guess he's got some inside information. Is it true that Darren Wilson and Sarah Palin are dropping the puck this weekend?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You know what? Are they?
That is a legitimate question.
That's a fair question. I think that's it. Are there?
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but our friend did lose his father, and he was a great man. Brian Uleone went to his service yesterday. Very nice, and just thinking about everybody with that. I know we're getting ready to take a break, but I did get to talk to some very cool people last night and to be at a service where a bunch of people appreciate you, and there's people who have achieved a lot appreciating you. That's a pretty good thing. So big shout out to the Uleone family. I sat and talked to Mike Jones for like 20 minutes last night, and they had a bunch of dealings together. Brian had worked with the Rams and had done a bunch of really cool stuff in his life, and he's got a legacy in Big Mike too, leaving behind a lot of great people. But just wanted to say a quick shout out to that, and Mike Jones, who we all know from the Tackle, had a million good things to say about him, and that was just really pleasant last night. So celebration, and it was it's tough for those things, but yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick, get that out there. Also, keep it in the announcements section. It's KFB's birthday. That's he's a huge part of the show, obviously.
Love KFB.
And I think he's 64 years old today. So wish him a happy birthday.
Love you, KFB. Love you, Big Mike. Love you guys. These are the truth.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break. Gardner needs that cigarette so I can hear him coughing the rest of the day.
That's how I roll. That's how
Getting the
smoking
bad
go.
stuff out of your body.
To quote Ron Washington, that's how smoking go.
That's how smoking go. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Chris Simmons, Travis Terrell. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy to be here. It's the second hour of what's known as an award-winning show,
Oh,
at least around my house, everybody.
What award?
The Still Dead by Dan Caesar.
Ah.
Award. Journalistic integrity? Something of the sorts. We were talking All-Star Game. All kinds of fun things. Last hour we got Make It Racist this hour. Other things to get to that are extremely important, like Gardner continuing to talk about his steak during the break. He had a big dinner last night, and he's
Oh,
a mashed
yeah.
potato boy.
I am a mashed potato boy. Ah, well, not as much as a cobbler boy.
Top 3 sides go
That I do at home often.
that you enjoy.
I really like squash.
Oh? What do you think of that, Trev?
I've never had squash.
Yeah, you have.
Have I? Chris says I've had squash. Apparently, I've had squash.
Yeah.
I think a pasta salad is always a strong move.
I like pasta salad.
Yeah.
The decadence you live in.
You do live a decadent life.
I don't live a decadent life.
You do. You live very decadent.
I live in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, in Central West End. Fancy pants. And you got your own little bar. Must be nice. Got your own little personal transportation,
My scooter
and among other things,
and the bus.
you have a driver, don't you?
Well, technically.
Mm-hmm. Decadent.
Oh. Decadent?
Okay.
Decadent.
Decadent?
Decadent.
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 Okay, that's more like it.
Quick question. You've got some links up here.
Yeah.
What's this doomsday clock story from NBC
Oh,
News?
they adjusted the doomsday clock yesterday.
100
What's that?
seconds till midnight, boys and girls. Doomsday clock has been on a. I think we've had our moments, at least through social media, over the last year. I think where people have declared that we're
What's happening?
close
I don't
towards
understand
the
it.
end. It's the idea that we're closer to the end of the world.
Like, that's how much time we have left?
Well, it's not actual, but it's symbolic. It's to show that based on what we've done to the country, to the planet, to ourselves, all things considered, this is how close we are to the end of time. So that's what it's more symbolic than anything else. But it's to assert that if we don't do a better job of taking care of our planet, if we don't do a better job at ending these wars and stopping famine and poverty, that we're going to find ourselves right up against midnight, and that's going to be it for us. And there have been some studies that have recently been reported about, again, what we are doing to our ozone layer and what we're doing to our oceans, and how that is having indeed a direct effect on a lot of things that we're going to take for granted, like our food supply and our water supply. So, yeah, you folks can sit up here and go, ho, 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 it's just nothing but big money hoax.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just saying in general, people who believe that
Oh.
this whole climate change is a big money hoax. Get your life right, bro, because we're 100 seconds to midnight. By the way, great band name.
I think you're thinking of 30 Seconds to Mars, aren't you?
I think that's what it was.
And
But
then
100
they-
seconds to midnight, still pretty good. That's a pretty badass band name, right? You'll go see that band. Man, you go see 100 seconds to midnight? Oh, they're going to be at the Lou Fest.
I don't think they'll be at Lou Fest.
That'd be something. The doomsday clock is a symbol that represents the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe.
We're knocking on the door. And for what? Pride.
For sweet release.
Pride, man. Get it together, world. Is it that important that you live in that yacht? Is it important that you have your mansions?
Do you do your part?
I do.
What do you do?
I recycle.
What do you recycle?
I recycle my belongings.
Like other people's belongings? Like that scarf came from someone else? Is that what you mean?
This scarf is actually made from leaves outside my house.
Where was
kinda
that
tree?
made?
Huh?
Has it got a tag on it?
No.
What kind of tree?
It doesn't?
No.
Let
It's
me-
it was a
Yeah,
cotton
Scarf tree?
a cotton tree.
Cotton tree.
Okay, it's got one. It's got a tag. I think.
This is what happened.
I think no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. So there, I'm good. See.
Bye. Oh, okay.
All right, so it is Blue Nero, made in New York, of course. No, sorry, made in China. Reshape dry flat, do not bleach, hand wash,
New podcast, Reading Tags.
reading tags. What's your big priority going into the election? Because climate change is on the top of a lot of people's lists. No, I'm asking because climate change is what's your thing?
Whoever tweets the least.
Tweets. It's okay. It's not bad.
Healthcare.
What do I stand on?
Healthcare for you?
It's been healthcare. For
Yeah. It's student loan debt really is huge. That'd be great to actually be able to go out and buy.
Maybe I'm being selfish
But
there
you don't think
because
he's actually going to wipe out student debt if Bernie gets elected, do you?
So I think Bernie.
I don't think that's possible.
you know who's going to pay for it? Wall Street.
That's true.
Mexico.
That one's working out well.
Mexico, you may have got out of that wall, Bill.
I
I've
still
seen this.
like-
If I say you're going to pay for something, I'm going to win.
I still like taking the idea of the wall along the southern border and turning it into a wind farm.
I think it's freaking genius, honestly. I think while we're at it, I think it's freaking genius. Why the hell not?
It just makes me smile.
Why
when
a
I
wind
think
farm
about
in such a sunny area? Do a solar wall.
You can do both.
There you go.
Let's do both.
A windy solar wall.
A windy solar wall.
That's right.
We got to get
Well,
this.
they're both technically solar energy. I guess they're categorized the same way.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That would be so dope. How funny would that be? Like first day, President Andrew Yang. I feel like if I just say it enough,
Okay.
it could happen.
Uh-huh.
President Andrew Yang would be dope, though. I ain't gonna even lie.
You're just on that $1,000 a month thing,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Why
Whatever
not?
will help you out.
Who wouldn't like $1,000 a month?
I mean, I would.
Could all use it.
That
don't
I
mind.
mean, why not? I'll imagine that will do for families. You wouldn't take $1,000 a month?
Take $1,000 a day, actually.
Oh well, that's
That's
preposterous.
how I negotiate. Tell you what, no. Go make it $1,000 a day. Now we're talking.
That's 365,000. Does he get a leap year in there?
Probably.
$64,000. Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Could you live on that?
I can make that work. I can definitely make that work.
You'd go bankrupt still, wouldn't you?
You know I'm gonna buy some wild shit. You know I'm gonna buy some wild shit.
You up here yelling about those athletes that go bankrupt somehow, and you know you would be that guy.
Yeah, I've said it before. Like, I wish I could sit up here and say that I would be a responsible person with my money if I was a professional athlete. But if I don't have anybody in my life, or if I didn't know anything about financial literacy, I wouldn't know. Absolutely, I can
Yeah.
absolutely see myself blowing through all that money. You can't. Yeah, that's. I honestly.
Where would it go?
I feel terrible for the. Oh man, it would go into. Man, it would absolutely go into cars, and probably cars and. The cars in the house. I'll buy a really stupid, expensive house, and I would have bought probably 2 really expensive cars. And I'm saying I'm not saying that to be ignorant. I'm saying if I'm these kids, if you took Travis at the age of 18, 19,
Yeah.
and put him in the pros, there's no doubt I would be broke right now.
Will these cars, since you brought it up, will these cars hurt the climate?
Probably.
Would your use of your house hurt the climate?
I mean, considering that we know in some of these wealthy neighborhoods that they leave a very deep carbon footprint. Yes, absolutely.
I just turned into the person. You flying on a private jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That argument.
I get it, man. I don't. That's why I get scared a lot of times for these guys. I get scared for guys like Zion Williamson. I get scared for even the guys like Joe Burrow. Like, these guys are coming from situations that they didn't. I mean, you dream and you work your ass off to get there, but once you do, I mean, it's very easy to say, oh, I'm going to be this with my money. Now, I've heard some really great stories about Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, though, grew up in a household. I mean, his mother was a very good, notable attorney. Like, so she probably realized early on that, okay, if my son becomes this, let's go ahead and create a plan for him. He doesn't even spend his salary, from what I understand it. Like, he does I don't think he's even spent any, at least that's what the report said in Forbes. He hasn't spent $1 of his NBA contract yet.
So what does he spend? Endorsement money?
I think he just uses his endorsement money basically to pay for his
Oh,
lifestyle.
however does he get by on that?
I mean, but I'm just
No,
saying.
that's super smart. You
That's
hear like
kind of what Gronkowski
did.
yeah.
Yes, Gronkowski did.
For
Yeah,
his whole
and,
career, right?
And Marshawn Lynch did something similar along the way. Marshawn Lynch didn't spend one paycheck, at least according to him, and you've
on
seen
anything but Skittles.
And once he got the Skittles deal, I mean, there was no need to even touch that NFL contract again.
You got that Skittles money.
Got that Skittles money. It's a whole new ball
Have you
game.
seen that Skittles commercial where it's the dude milking the
giraffe?
That's fucking funny.
That is pretty good. But no, I can't. No, I already know that 19-year-old Travis would have. Shit. How can you not?
I didn't even ride a dirt bike, and I would have had some kind of crazy dirt bike. I've never rode a dirt bike, and I would have had one.
I'd upgrade my scooter.
Okay.
I'd get the next level above.
Your dreams depress me.
Why?
That's not like you should aspire.
For more.
Move up to a golf cart,
Yeah.
an all-terrain vehicle, a fan boat, something.
What if I still took the bus?
Ooh, an everyman.
I'd still try to take the bus.
It's all fun and games to get decapitated on
On what?
a long ride on the bus.
That's Megabus.
Oh yeah.
That's only where people. Get
Yeah, I
their-
didn't say I'd take Megabus.
Yeah.
MAGA bus.
Oh, how's that not been done yet?
I don't know how that hasn't been done yet. I really, I empathize with these kids when they get to this, but that's a lot of pressure. Like you have to and again, these kids are, trust me, I feel like they're smarter than we ever were when we were at their age. However, the pressure is just so immense. Like we were joking, some friends and I were just joking about, like, remember doing mama jokes in school, and guys were sensitive about mama jokes. So now imagine in this age where you can literally pull up your mama on your phone and see your mama's IG history. You know what I'm saying? So now mama jokes times 10. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy. It cannot be easy being a 16, 17, or 18-year-old child right now. Like, it just cannot. Like, there are things we would just do. Like, you liked a girl that you and your homeboys knew, and y'all knew it because, you know, you talked about it on your way home from school. Now you like a girl, it's all over Facebook, it's all over Twitter, everybody on
TikToking.
TikToking it, Instagramming it, snapping in their stories. So it's a lot.
it.
It's a lot. It's a lot of things that these kids have to endure that I don't know if we could have handled at their age. And I mean, you got all that pressure, and then you get an opportunity to make a ton of money and stunt on Instagram. You're an 18-year-old baller. You get to stunt on the IG. Man, that's hard. That's hard to say no.
What were you reacting to, Chris, the other day about with someone I think replied with TikTok? There was something about the apocalypse being live streamed. Was it Dylan's tweet?
Oh, Dylan Palladino said what? Here, I'll pull it up. He said what social media platform would the end of the world be streamed on or whatever.
Because he was mentioning like Disney Plus and Netflix.
Here, I'll
or
pull.
Hulu
I
or
think
something.
I've got it.
And you went with Live Leak, I think.
Oh yeah.
Live Leak would be it. Chris is exactly right. Everything's on Live Leak that shouldn't be on Live Leak. Good God, I don't know why Live Leak exists. It is.
Yeah.
It is truly. Oh, sweet mercy of God, help us.
Bad news.
It's
Yeah.
like one of those. You gotta be prepared to venture there.
You're like, oh.
Like if you take a shot at, I did it before where I went to the 4chan, and I was like, I should have been better prepared.
No, there are parts of the internet that I'm okay saying I won't venture.
Should I start going to the QAnon stuff?
Nope.
No.
Don't need that at all.
I did want to ask you guys about this though. We've had former head writers of SNL on our
Like you.
broadcast. Not specifically like me, but Colin Jost had taken the time to spend a few minutes with us, and it's his co-host that I came upon an article about him, and I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. Michael Che, of course, current head writer of Saturday Night Live, who co-hosts Weekend Update with Colin Jost.
Co-anchors.
Co-anchors. They've been doing it very well, actually. I actually enjoy the tandem very, very much. Very smart, funny guys. But this gentleman by the name of Jack Allison, I guess he used to be a former writer on Jimmy Kimmel, and he decided to write this article for the Outline about Michael Che and Michael Che's constant and weirdly monthly abuse of him online. According to Jack Allison, he made a comment about SNL sucking. He chastised their open writer submission process, And in doing so, Michael Che came after him, making fun of him on Instagram. Apparently, Michael Che, according to this man and other people who contributed to the story, has a history of going after critics of SNL, and not just going after them, but like physically showing up at their comedy sets throughout New York to not necessarily antagonize. They say he doesn't come up to them, but he's there for them, if you will. According to the people in the story, I'm just reading it how it is.
Cool. So he's an audience member. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So, but it's an interesting read because it attacks that Michael Che and people of his caliber shouldn't punch down. In the sense that this, I'm going off the guy's argument. This is what the guy Jack Allison said because of his platform, because of who he is, because of his followers, that he's asserting that by Michael Che coming after him because of his critique of SNL, it's Michael Che punching down, and it's something that Michael Che apparently does not only to male comedians but female comedians. Female comedians chimed into the thread on Twitter saying, yeah, Michael Che has done this before to people who have criticized the show or have criticized people on the show. Now, I saw what the guy Jack Allison, he's been a critic of SNL, and everyone can be a critic of SNL. Who isn't these days? And he kind of made some very mean, someone recently made some very mean-spirited, snarky comments about Colin Jost. Essentially, the title of the article was, Why Everyone Still Hates Colin Jost. And it was a very snarky,
Jealousy?
nasty, it came off like professional jealousy, but it was very mean. It wasn't a critique of Colin Jost, the comedian. It was almost more of a critique of Colin Jost, the human being. And a lot of people were like, that's...
Do they know him well? or
They
something?
don't, and that's why people were like, and these were just through stories. It's through
So
same
you
type
don't
of
know him,
right.
And you're going off on a guy who is smart,
He's a smart
number
guy,
one.
yeah, and it
is
basically,
engaged to Scarlett Johansson.
Never heard of her.
but it kind of felt like, this is what SNL is. SNL, all they want to do is get the Harvard boys in and let them come in, and that's what the overall
okay.
arching point was, them trying to paint this broad brush that Colin Jost represents this Harvard crowd that only SNL writers have, and very interesting to say the least. But
I mean, there's
Michael Che stood
there's
up,
a joke about that.
Sure.
and there
and people have made that joke, and they've been funny.
they did it on 30 Rock.
Yes, but I think, and then too, but when it got to again like the more personal aspects of Colin Jost, that's when Michael Che, being a friend, being a coworker, decided to come to his defense, and so I don't have a problem with any of that. Honestly, I don't have a problem with. I mean, not short of. I mean, I don't at least short of physically going up to someone. I don't have a problem with Michael Che defending himself or
I need to read the
the
article.
company he works for, and I would engage. I
So
would
Jack
suggest that-
Allison, what's his title?
Jack Allison. He used to work for Jimmy Kimmel. It looks like he's left the
Okay.
industry.
Live
but
from
he
New
worked.
York, it's Michael Che's weird fixation with me, all caps. My feud with Saturday Night Live head writer has lasted several months, all because I said his show was unfunny. Fuck you. You said it. Deal with it.
Well, that was my thing, and again, I want everyone to take
I
their
don't know if
time
it's
to read
punching
the.
down, but you should, like, if you do have a platform with a lot of followers, you should understand there's a responsibility.
yeah,
of
don't
what you're-
tweet out where the guy is and to throw food at him. But
Yeah.
if you show up places and like just let people know, hey, I'm around. He hasn't physically attacked anyone or anything. Come on.
Of
I'm
course.
gonna read it.
unless-
I need
no,
to read it.
Unless
just-
he's trying to intimidate. Oh.
I
Let him
think
intimidate.
it is an intimidation.
Lucky doesn't whoop your ass.
Just sit there. Why would he whip his ass?
I
though?
think it is an
He
intimidation.
feels like it. I don't know. Sometimes there's consequences for saying things to people.
I
Yeah,
think
but that's an elevation that's
It would be
unnecessary.
I agree, but
Yeah.
but I'm saying but that happens though, and I'm just like, you're gonna write it. This seems like an attention grab, but I will read it.
It-
like
it-
whooping his ass for saying that would be
That would be weird.
fucking stupid.
That would be very stupid. I don't think Michael Che, and again,
That's for stupid people.
and I'm
Worse
not-
has happened with less, is all I say.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
fair.
agree with you
Yeah.
1,000% that
Yeah.
that would be very dumb.
and I think like I said, I don't know Michael Che personally either. I'm a fan
I would
of
just
Michael
go sit
Che.
there in the audience and not laugh. That would be my.
And I look, I don't want to sound like a Michael J. defender, but just looking at it from what I've read, at my point of view, is that yes, it does look like Michael Che is going out of his way. However, I think that once you decided to attack someone, not necessarily on their craft, but them as a person, I think I'm within my right to then defend that person and myself.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to critique the show, Critique the show. And like I said, I think everyone at some point has critiqued SNL to death. And I
would say
get it.
It does seem, from what I've been told so far, what you've said, that Michael Che seems a little sensitive.
He seems like a sensitive,
maybe.
and he probably is.
And that's
However,
and that's could be someone's personality.
and I could be their
You're
personality.
a cobbler boy. He's a sensitive
Yeah.
boy.
And I think he reserves the right to be sensitive in this instance. I think if someone is attacking something that he thinks is more personal than craft, then I think he's within his right to defend himself. I think just yelling that SNL sucks and that, just throwing haymakers, especially when you were in the industry. And I think that's what Che's issue was. It wasn't just a fan just throwing, Molotovs. It was someone within the industry who knows the pressures that go along with putting together live television. So that's where I get it from with Che, because he says that a lot on his Twitter page. Have an opinion, but be leery of over criticizing people in the industry, because it's such a, whether you believe it or not, such a still relatively small community. You're likely to cross paths with these people at some point, and it can come off as unprofessional, especially when you get into the personal attacks. It's one thing when you're just like, yeah, I just didn't like this project you put up. All right, that shit happens all the time. It's another thing with, well, that motherfucker wasn't drinking so damn much, he wouldn't have put out a shitty project. Now you're getting a little bit, whoa. Okay. Oh, he went to
Is it
Harvard.
true?
That's why I just get. I don't know if that's fair for us to determine whether or not it's true or not.
Why not?
Because we don't know people's situation,
Well, what if I do?
and then that's another situation.
Okay.
But 9 out of 10 times, people don't know each other's situation.
So what started all this?
I think it was. This happened this past summer. I recall that when it all basically kind of boiled over. But
Well,
essentially,
what I'm trying to think is, was anything personal said that got it going, or was it simply a critique of the show?
it was a critique of the SNL. It was a critique of the
You mean to tell you-
show.
Want me to show you?
Yeah. It was a critique. It was generally kind of a critique of the show and the
From
critique of
his
the
words.
SNL submission process.
From his words.
Well, that's fine.
And this is fine, Doug. He said standard language, anything. He said there was something added. We're talking about SNL's process, right? So when
Yeah.
you do that, he found it odd, which, yeah, I do too, that SNL has a new thing that included a unique clause that if you do use a Twitter handle as like your social media thing, so basically what you sign up for, it absolves SNL of theft if they use an idea similar to yours and don't pick you or work with you, right? That's a clause that's in there. It's pretty standard. But then it also, this guy's saying, it also, if you, in their write-up, it says if you include a social media handle, they can also use any of your tweets without being accused of theft or whatever social media you're using. So he thought it was, shitty that they were saying that they get to cherry pick feeds of anyone who submits, even though they don't pay them or whatever. So he says he made a nasty post about it, saying that I didn't tag the show nor mention any of its employees by name, but within 15 minutes, Michael Che found my post, reposted it to his Instagram story. Over the screenshot was a big block of white text reading, LOL, the shit worry about. I think you'll be fine, man. And he followed up with a screenshot of a DM from a follower asking who Allison was, to which Che responded, he's one of those bearded white guys with glasses that hates SNL. Not much about his personal life on there, but I'm sure it's awesome.
And the guy in the tweet, Jack Allison, said when he accompanied these screenshots from the submission process, anyway, everyone go apply to work on the worst show on TV so they can steal all your tweets. Michael Che felt a way about that, used his social media platform to call the guy out. That should just been the end of it. And so I don't know. So
Yeah,
now
because I don't have a problem with the critique.
I don't have a problem with the critique, and I don't have a problem with the
Because
response.
there was nothing personal.
Michael Che.
Yeah, he didn't go after Che or anyone personal on the show, but he
But
said
he says
anyone.
it's a year long now, so who knows? But I'm interested. I'm going to read this whole thing. I'm going to read it.
There you go.
You can do your research.
I'll do my research.
I know, and the only reason why I brought it up because I know we talk about we have a great platform where we discuss the craft with a lot of really great comedians, and of course my question that I always go up to, how's that social media handling? How's that working out for you? So I just thought this was a perfect mix of those worlds, and I'm not necessarily in a position to choose sides because frankly, if I may take a page out of Gardner's book, I don't care, but I am fascinated.
You will care. You'll take whoever would.
But
hire
no,
you.
but no. Here's the thing: is for a person who's done the submission process for SNL and done submission process for other things, yes, there is that kind of fine print that does indeed exist, and I would obviously suggest any writer or any professional that or wants to get into the industry that is going to submit to these things, that they read it and understand that, you know, what you are giving up. But I think that's the language wasn't anything exceptional outside of what entertainment companies are doing today. So I thought, for me, from my personal experience, it felt like you were picking on SNL and you found that thing that was, and then you made a deal out of it, and then adding that it's the worst show. If it's the worst fucking show, then shut the fuck up about it and move the fuck on. Why do you care what the submission process is? That's where I came from, because I don't think that type of language, he knows as a writer, that language exists in majority of Universal has to do it, NBC has to do it, these other companies, Nickelodeon, etc., put that language in there for a reason. So to single out SNL seems petty to me. You clearly don't like the show.
So he was going in looking for the
Yes,
thing that
yes.
he probably knew existed
Yes.
from being in the industry to start
And
his
exactly.
argument
Again,
and
with-
then get to what his real point
Exactly.
And
And,
get
is that-
to
and that's fine.
An agenda.
Yes. He
Yes.
had an agenda. Thank you. And that's all it was.
It reminds me
I
of-
buy that because that's not simple-minded thinking. There's
And he-
a few layers to it, but
And he may admit to that in the article. He's starting. I've looked at it. He's starting to say, "Here's why I don't like it, and I have an axe to grind." Maybe. You know what it sounds like though. This used to be my favorite thing. If you work in like a big office and then they're doing like a picture day or something like that for the website or something, you have like kind of like 25-year-olds or I'm picking on younger people. Either way, people come in and you have to sign a form that says, you know, your likeness is okay to be used for your company, and people are like, I don't know. I'm like, your likeness is worth nothing.
Right.
And please don't act like you need an agent or something of that. Maybe it feels like that's how Michael Che felt whenever you're like, dude, you submit to 500 things and they all do this.
Right.
You'll be okay.
And not only that, he makes the point himself in his own article where he talks about it's a graduating spot. When you get on SNL, it's not necessarily the work you do on SNL, it's that you work on SNL that ultimately opens up multiple doors for you throughout the industry. And so to that point, I don't. So what are we critiquing here? Are we critiquing the content, or are we critiquing that where SNL's place in the industry? It sounds like he has an issue with SNL's place in the industry, and I can understand that. But my thing is, like, but that's that boilerplate type of language exists everywhere, and most, especially if you are a non-connected, you don't have an agent writer. If you're a writer trying to get your foot through the door, it's almost like, hey man, you're gonna have to take the internship where they're paying you, if you're lucky, $8 an hour, and you're probably gonna have to get the call. It's part of the process. Or you cannot choose to go through the process. Right. You can choose not to go through SNL. You can go through
create a sketch,
create it yourself.
Create a sketch show,
exactly,
and see how far it goes.
So again, and it may indeed now sound like I'm a Michael Che defender, but the fact of the matter is, when it gets down to it, the mediums that exist now, you don't necessarily need SNL. Some people do, but you have the choice. And so I think we've gotten to the mindset we have to shit on everything. We don't have to shit on everything. We can just sit up here and say, oh, okay, yeah, that wouldn't interest me as a writer. Move on. I think saying, oh, yeah, by the way, so just apply for the worst show ever so they can steal your ideas. You were looking. You were looking to attack SNL. You clearly have made it your thing to attack SNL. At least allow that to be a part of your disclosure. Full disclosure, I fucking can't stand SNL.
Yeah.
Just say that first. And then
maybe he does in the article. I don't know.
I mean, he finished his tweet off with, it's the worst TV show. So I think it's very clear where he stands on it. But
I can think of a couple worse than Saturday Night Live.
Look, I'm not saying that there isn't
Name one TV show worse than Saturday Night Live.
That's worse than Saturday Night Live? I think Saturday Night Live is fine for what it is.
No. Name one TV show that you think is less than to Saturday Night Live.
As far as like content, it's funny and
Snapped.
Like a shitty show. Name one show.
What's that show on
than
TV
SNL?
with
Blackish.
Ridiculousness on MTV where they show the videos and the clips?
Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah.
That was on somewhere I was at the other day. It was like people like almost blowing their foot
Yeah.
off, and so I'm like, I'm eating.
that's worse than SNL. We talked about this even here at the comedy scene in St. Louis. We know it's hard. So if your comedian knows it's very difficult to get into a room or get far in the industry, why are you shitting on other comedians? So my thing is, if you know the pressures that come
Attention.
along with being a live television writer, why are you going out of your way to shit on other TV writers? Stop that shit. Just say you don't like something and move on. But for people to just go into a dissertation on why they hate something when you've worked it, that's fucked up to me. I don't care for that, Chris.
Okay, stop yelling.
But you know what I don't care for, Chris?
No.
I'll tell you what I really don't care for. Racism. I don't care for it one bit. And I care to awaken you to the racism that takes place in our world. It's time for Make It Racist!
Can they still see me?
I'm addressing the white elephant in the room. I'm breaking down
Who's
the
that
barriers
guy
of
on
race
Facebook?
by
Ed
assimilation.
Bassmaster? He's got a
I
whole
wouldn't
video
mind
series,
to
that's
have
all he
black
does.
neighbors.
That is racist as hell.
It's raining
Seen
little
that?
white women. My prayers
Just a
have
guy
been
that walks around,
Black women
walks
have
up to
the
people and goes like this.
nicest
If that ain't the whitest thing a white man has ever whited in his life.
You do not have to say African American, just say black.
Oh, well, in that case, you know what word I miss? Colored.
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
I'm racist as hell.
deserved.
It's a segment where I enlighten all of you white people to the racism that is currently surrounding you every day. Let's make it racist. Gentlemen, what do you have for me today? What can I set the record straight for?
Oh, I think it's high time that you assess Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. You can't make him racist. He's loved and pseudo-scared by all.
Yeah, I think we just figured out the other day that this entire time, this maniacal, crazy, drug-riddled mascot was black. And I'm very upset that it's apparently taken a lawsuit to bring this to everyone's attention. Gritty the other day apparently was at a season ticket holder event, and one of the children of the season ticket holders, I guess, went up and tried to tap old Gritty on the top of his head.
You don't touch
Tap him in
Gritty's
his
head.
hair. Gritty didn't like that. And Gritty smacked the shit out of a child.
Good.
And now they're suing. But we now know that the entire time that Gritty was black, because you don't ever touch the head of someone that's black. And you sure as hell get smacked upside your head if you do.
Why don't you touch the head?
Because black people don't like it when you touch their hair. We don't care for it. Get your dirty hands out my hair. So Gritty, expressing his blackness, is now being chastised. He was beloved in Philadelphia. But now that he smacked one child, folks turning on him. Typical Philadelphia racist. You know what?
Oh, no.
Gritty, you're racist as hell.
Doesn't make any sense.
That is a lot.
That is racist as hell.
I was wondering how this was going to end.
Yeah.
That was Route 66 of long roads to take to get to that point.
How about NHL All-Star Weekend?
Oh, God damn it, Gardner.
Oh, man.
By the way, we'll be giving away 2 tickets to... we gave away 2 tickets to Fanfare at Union Station, courtesy of the St. Louis Blues. So you better not find anything too racist.
Let me tell you.
Leotis Hockey.
No, don't patronize me, sir.
Jameel Hockey.
We're going to have your NHL All-Star Weekend the same week as MLK Day.
They've been to so many black schools. They've been working hard this
Y'all
week.
so disrespectful, man. You ain't got one person from the King family that then drop the puck. Black puck, nonetheless. NHL All-Star Weekend. You're questionable as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Look.
Oh, or that.
Or that.
I find it funny that you went that route because I could have said anything and it could have been a week later and you would have been, you're going to do this the same month as MLK?
Yeah.
You can do this the same year.
I'm sorry.
It's an interesting argument there.
Travis, another thing that we're dealing with, there's a lot of fog. Can't make fog racist.
Listen, that ain't fog. That's gun smoke over our community.
Oh, God.
Because we haven't taken the time to address gun control in this country. And I think the reason being is because the white man has no problem with the gun smoke over our communities, because then that way they don't have to see our problems. They have fog not only in their reality, but in their minds and in their hearts. Fogs, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
We saw what the fog did to that young basketball player in Kansas.
Oh,
See, that fog got to
Allen.
him. See what almost turned him into a demon. See?
He's in Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
There it is.
That is racist as hell.
Thank you.
Yale Hollander would like to raise a point. The NHL has an entire team named for the King family, Travis.
They do have a Los
And their main
Angeles
color is black.
team. It is also true.
Didn't think about that, did you?
They got a little purple in there too. A little shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Prince.
I think that's for Prince.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
realize
okay.
that.
You can't make brunch racist. No way. It's been co-opted by black women.
Man, we've been late to breakfast our entire fucking generation. We've been late all the time. We eat breakfast, motherfuckers like, damn, man, you just got up. No, dog, I'm getting me some pre-lunch.
Pre-lunch?
But it's still time for breakfast. I know it's my first meal of the day. I'm just getting my brunch on. Boom, blacks created it. But now look at what white America has done. They've taken that from us.
Donnie brunch?
They've overpriced the waffles. They've now added champagne to my orange juice.
I've been poaching eggs since the 70s.
What's all this fruit on my plate? What is this?
Let me tell you about Demetrius Belgian waffle.
Thank you.
Brunch? You a bitch.
Oh.
And you're racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
I love brunch.
They don't appropriate us getting late for breakfast and turn it into a whole little genre.
What's your favorite brunch spot?
Ooh, Crafted has a really good brunch.
Okay.
They get you good and drunk.
Don't get better than Evangeline's to me.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Granite City
Seriously.
Brewery has one too. Out
Granite
in
City what?
Granite City Brewery. They have one as well out on
Squires
Olive.
still do
It's
that?
on Olive.
Olive, yeah. And Squire still does theirs. I've done theirs. Well, they're not bad at all. They're very good as well. But these are all very good
Downstairs
spots.
here. Oh, man.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Turn.
I usually get
Oh, Turn's brunch is ridiculous.
their breakfast wrap once a week. Normally on a Sunday morning I get it.
Turn.
If I'm doing work, that's if I'm not going to brunch with the grandparents at Evangeline.
I know what else a Turn got. Boy, they got some fine-ass women that be coming up.
Okay.
What you say?
All you guys got?
Cameras.
Cameras?
I was looking around. I just did
Oh.
a brick
oh.
Tamlin.
Oh, this is a good time for me to talk about my good friend Tyreek Cameron.
Tyreek.
Tyreek Cameron, a lot of people don't know this. Tyreek Cameron actually invented the camera in 1996.
96?
96 is when he invented the camera.
There were no photographs before that?
Nah, drawings mostly.
Huh.
That's how we found out that they tore down the Berlin Wall. I was like, oh, y'all see that picture
Sketches.
on the other day? And Tyreek Cameron, basically he photographed, actually the first thing he photographed was a police shooting. Police took his, it wasn't called a camera at the time.
You realized it as you were saying it.
He took his photo device.
You were like this.
Police officer was like, get that photo device out of here. He's like, it's not a photo device, sir. I call it a camera. And he's like, police officer, you don't get the fuck out of here, camera. I'm going to be done with you. And they beat him up and they put him in jail forever. And we never heard from Tyreek Cameron. But so we created it in his honor.
It never happened.
So we salute you, Tyreek Cameron. Cameras, you racist as
That
hell.
is racist as hell.
Is he alive or no?
We don't know. That's the mystery.
Oh, that seems
Some
like a pretty
people-
big one. You
some
would
people
want to
say
know.
every time you take a picture, Tyreek Cameron's in the background.
Oh, really?
What's he doing? Should he be there?
I don't know. Maybe his soul is trapped.
Well, is it like him physically? Is he just going around?
Metaphysically?
Yeah.
Gotta look closer next time we take a picture. Look closer. You'll see Tyreek Cameron in the
What
background.
does he look like so I know what to do?
You know, God bless if you know what he.
Is there, I mean, shockingly, are there no photos of him?
It's like the ring. If you see Tyreek Cameron in your phone, on your camera, 7 days, boom, gone.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be helpful just to know kind of what he looks like so I could look for that in the photos.
Description.
I've never.
Okay, put it this way. If he committed a crime, would the paper omit his race?
That's probably.
Okay.
Probably what a lot of.
We get a suspect description.
I knew exactly where.
This is a guy. This is 6 foot or so.
Can you describe his race, sir?
Why would I? Why? Well, we need to know what the
Not in the
person looks
paper.
like. Nope.
Okay.
Ron
This is
Fingers
it.
throwing down for the fish and chips at square one.
I don't like fish is the problem.
Could be an issue if you went to a fish and chips
Yeah.
thing.
I've tried. It just doesn't take. I try it about once a year now.
Travis's mimosa talk has me thirsty for one. I have the OJ, but no champagne. Anyone know if I can put white wine in my soda stream? Classy. It's a black sheep.
I think so. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
You probably want something a little sparkling, though.
Sparkling.
Yeah, it's been decided. My favorite is whenever people sit around and drink mimosas all day, and then like they get like the sugar takes them out before the booze does. People start
sugar.
feeling like lightheaded and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
that's
you've
sugar.
drank like a bag of sugar.
Yeah.
I would
that's-
drink screwdrivers constantly. I know you've had 18 screwdrivers. How
Ugh,
did
just
I
the
even
thought
do
of
that?
it.
I don't know.
Just the thought just makes me
That's
almost
what this
sick.
gas pain is in my right below my xiphoid process.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
go to a brunch birthday party this weekend.
Oh, is that a part of the NHL All-Star Weekend?
Is that how you're celebrating
Where's it at?
in your community?
Yeah, that's how
Where's it at?
is. I don't know, actually.
You just know.
I just know I have to go to one.
How's it going to turn out? What do you drink at brunch?
I'm a coffee guy. I'm still on my coffee. I'm in my coffee and
That's a
also-
choice you got to make. Like, if I can't do like 2 Bloody Marys and then go on about my day. I have to go ahead and say, there's nothing that's going to get done the rest of the day because I'm not gonna now drink for the rest of the day.
I used to get on these benders. That
he's,
would
he's
last
6 years sober, folks.
That would last 4 days.
Okay.
And I'm talking a bender where
Okay.
when you wake up, you're going too. So it's not like
No settling in.
It's not like
Yeah.
wake up. Oh, that's crazy. Here we
You're
go
not-
again.
you're not eating a
you
whole
just
lot.
roll right into it.
yeah, we're up, hey, but like some of the drinking sessions would go overnight, and I would go with a friend of mine, and we would go all night drinking, and then realize, oh, it's like 7 in the morning. What are we gonna do now?
All right.
So then we would go over to Wildflower in the Central West End.
Oh, nice.
All right. I'll take a screwdriver and a shot of bourbon. He would get something or whatever. So then we would go there for an hour, and then it would like be 8 o'clock, and then the people there would be like, "All right, guys, we got our customers coming in now. It's time for you guys to go."
You got shooed along.
We would have to leave at a certain point when they started getting busy because they knew us, they know us,
Yeah.
and they know what we had been doing all night
Right.
and what state we were in. So we would get about an hour in, and then it was nap time for a little bit, and then you wake up and do it all over again. Now those were that's a bender.
Never.
Like I hear people talk about benders, and I'm like, what do you mean bender? Like, do you mean, like, because if you're not getting up and drinking, that's not a bender. You're just going out drinking after work. Even though you've drank 3 nights in a row, that's not a bender. Benders are constant.
Are benders also an emotional state?
Well, in a way, but you're trying probably to get rid of some feeling.
Gotcha.
That's why I would drink a lot,
Gotcha.
just to not feel.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Well, you just wanted to feel, you wanted to not feel to feel better. Isn't that weird? It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a vicious cycle.
It is. It is. I've had someone. This is here. I'll give you this real quick. I've had someone who I've noticed getting down a certain path.
Right.
I won't say anything about.
Do we really want
But-
to talk about Travis while he's right here?
I know, but they've come to me like, not personally, but we've just been like, it's just been us or whatever, wherever we are at a time, and we've chatted for a bit. Who's talked to me about it some, and I've talked to them about it because they've been pointing things out to me. I can't tell if they're seeking more advice for me or seeking help in a way, and that's what I'm trying to figure out with someone right now.
I think it's
because
probably
of because they're approaching me and asking me certain questions.
I think they are. Yeah, it sounds like a roundabout way of asking
So
for help
About
I
getting
haven't
sober?
maybe.
or handling the situation.
Yeah,
Probably
and so
getting a
like
hold of the
I
situation.
haven't gone completely all in on it yet, but I've what I do is, and this is why I try not to be preachy
Right.
with anyone, is I say, here's my experiences.
Right.
Here's why I reacted the way I did and
Right.
what I did.
Right.
And this is why it worked for me.
Right.
I won't say that that's going to work for. I don't believe in systems or formulas to
I agree. I'm with you.
to
there.
fix someone with something like that. And
Especially coming from you, like you are not
Yeah.
in a position to
AA
try
wasn't
to,
going to work for me
Right.
because of a higher power issue there.
Sure.
Like that's not what I believe. I don't believe that. So I wasn't going to be able to follow their steps
Right.
because I didn't believe what they were selling me to
Right.
begin with.
Which is probably a lot
But
of reasons why
for
some
other
people
people
go into
that
who struggle with it.
yeah,
Too. Yeah.
and that's the thing is like that's why I don't believe in the formulas. But it was just weird to me lately. The person has said several things
Yeah.
to me, and has been down a certain path, and I've seen it.
Right.
I don't judge that.
Right.
And this is funny too. I get a little annoyed by it because I get anxiety from that now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I've put myself in a situation where I'm hanging out at a bar with that, so I just leave.
Right.
I'm not going to tell anyone what to do.
Right.
I just won't be involved
Right.
as part of it.
Right.
But
Like
try-
Travis's dad. You just leave.
So I'm trying to figure out
It's been a while.
if I need to do anything or not. So that's something that's been on my mind a little bit.
No, that's
Should be a fun weekend.
I know, right?
No, it has to be incredibly anxiety-filling. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no. I could
Just because I'm trying to decipher what someone,
Yeah.
because when you start asking certain questions, there's a reason
Yeah.
you're asking certain questions.
No, absolutely, and it's I think he also it sounds like he's trying to tap into your experience, try to get a
And
general
maybe the
feel
best
as
way for me to handle it is just continuing to reinforce
I
here's
agree.
why and why, not to say just stop doing, or like that's not an approach I agree with or think is beneficial, or I'm comfortable with really.
Right. Yeah, the whole make
maybe that's
someone
more
do
me
X,
than
Y, and
anything.
Z.
Yeah.
That person kind of has to get to a point where they're just like, okay, I can't keep going down these paths. So now it sounds as if he's like, I'm looking for a little bit of a life preserve. I'm looking around trying to see, not that he's trying to hang on to
think
you. It
here's-
sounds as if he's saying to himself, yeah, I would like to know what are my options.
I think what happens there, it's not only that asking the questions and searching for it, but what you're searching for in reality to me is a reason.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Find me one clear purpose
As to why I should do
stop.
it. Yes.
That and then that you're allowed to focus in. You can focus in on that and use that as a motivational tool at
helps.
that point. And maybe that's where it is right now.
It takes those
and you,
moments.
and you got to
gosh, yeah.
find that reason.
Yeah, that's true. That
it's
reason
not
is
something
huge.
you can tell someone necessarily.
And that's even a reasoning that even people in life who are not going through those type of trials would want to need to know. Like,
You're
what-
wandering
what-
at times.
Yeah. What is your reason why? What is your why?
Oh, that's a good question.
What is your why, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
What is your why, Chris?
You? What?
Aww.
To not die
Hey, wait. What the
because I
hell?
fear death.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Then avoid it at all costs.
Good talk, everybody. Big thanks to
Have a good weekend.
all of our sponsors, everybody for supporting the show. Hope everybody has a wonderful NHL All-Star weekend right here in St. Louis. For Travis, for Gardner, everybody else, we're back live Monday at 8 a.m. See you then.
Peace.